What's going on, YouTube? Back on this aerator today, and I had mentioned in my last video that I was going to start working on the wheel bearings, and I started taking it apart, and I just wanted you to take a look at what's going on. Well, there's part of a bearing right there. See in there, no bearing, no needles or nothing. And here's the other side. You see that went all the way in there. I can't get it out. Well, there it is. There's your other part of your bearing. No needles. No needles or nothing. So I gotta get all that grease out and clean it up. Get all that grease out, clean it up, and see what's inside. And go from there and see if my bearings will fit, the ones that I ordered. And I will check back with you in a little bit. Alright guys, I'm back. I just wanted to show you this. This is this was the race that was inside. This was the bearing. What was left of the bearing. On the other side, here's the race. Here's the bearing. Guys, I can't stress to you, do not let your equipment get this way. This unit was commercially used, so the people didn't care. But to save money, inspect your equipment. This is okay. This looks okay, so I can reuse it. I just hope the bearings work. But like I said, there's your race, when there's part of your bearing. That's crazy. I've never seen a bearing gone like that before in my life. So, and I've been doing this for a while. Look at that. There's a piece right there. Look at that. That's crazy. Guys, do not do this to your equipment. You will not come out ahead in the end. It can cost you a lot more money than what it costs you just change those bearings out. Because if that wheel was bad, you're probably looking at an extra $200 to replace that wheel by itself, plus the bearings. It's not worth it, guys. Please pay attention to your equipment. Alright guys, here's the bearing kit. I was wrong. I thought that was a bearing, but that little small piece was a seal that goes inside the wheel. But what makes it even worse was the bearings, the needles were completely gone. The only thing that was inside was just this piece right here. All the rest of this was completely gone out of the wheel. So they run it all the way down. Like I said, very odd. But anyway, I got to pack these bearings before I can put them in. So I'm gonna pack bearings real quick. I'm gonna show you how I pack bearings, and then we're gonna see if we can get everything put back together. Alright guys, The grease I'm going to be using for this is a marine off-road grease, because you know it'll be outside and everything. I normally would use a wheel bearing, a typical automotive wheel bearing grease, but since it's going to be outside in the weather a lot, I'm going to use that. This is a brand of grease from Tractor Supply, Traveler Marine Off-Road Grease. You can see it's used for different things, even off-road stuff, boats, what have you. I don't know if you can see it, kind of a brownish in color. But anyway, you want to pack these bearings. Get you out a good amount of grease. Put it in your hand. If you're hardcore, you don't want to use gloves, hey, go for it. I'm gonna move this down just a little bit. Okay. Camera doesn't show. See if I can see what I'm doing. You take that bearing and you see inside that little gap right there. First thing you want to do is pack grease inside that gap. You just go around in a circle. Pack it inside. Then when you get it in, I normally roll it a little bit. Then you go around to the other side where the gap is in between. You're gonna put grease in there. Do the same thing. Now everybody's got different measures of doing different ways of doing this. So, you know, if you have a way that works better for you, then go for it. This is the way that I was shown to do it, from packing bearings on cars all the way up to this. So, as you just probably seen, then you take the bearing and you just roll it in the grease. Get a good amount of grease on the needles. And there you go. That's a bearing that's already packed, already got grease inside on the needles, so that way when you run it, it won't start out dry. I'll do one more and then I'll shut it off and do the rest. Same thing, where your gap is, right here, a little gap, pack the grease right inside the gap. Fill that gap with grease. And turn it as you go along. This video is going to be a little bit longer than normal. Same thing for the other side. That little gap right in there, get some grease in it. Once again, roll your rollers in the grease. Get some of that grease on them rollers, on those bearings. You never can get too much grease. You want plenty of grease on these. So, with that being said, 2 are done, and I'm going to do the other 2, and I'm going to start putting the races, the inner races in and everything, and we're going to go from there, and I might set it up and show you what I'm going to do there. So stay tuned. All right, guys. I've got the race in already on this side. I knocked it in. I did not show you how I knocked it in because I do not have a race installation tool. I do it the old-fashioned way. Not saying it's the right way, but if you know what you're doing, you know, you can do it without causing damage. But I wasn't going to show it on YouTube to give anybody any bad ideas, but you do whatever you need to do to get the job done. Here's the other side. That race bearing and seal is already in. There's the end piece that goes in it. I had it in, but it fell out because I was knocking the race in on the other side. So all you do now, well, what I will do, since it's dry, is I grab a good amount of grease and I put it inside. Don't have to be a crazy amount, but I put grease in it. I put grease in it to help it out along the way, and I'll grease it once I get it put together. And it's hard doing this with hold this and grease on your fingers. So what you do now is drop your bearing in like so. Here is your seal. It goes like so. And what you can do with something like that, if you have a seal installation tool, then use it, but of course I don't. This is how I do it. Is it the right way? Probably not. Does it work? Yes, sir. It works. So, the only thing's left is to put the spacer on, and it's ready to go back on. So, let's get it put back on. All right, guys. Got it together, as you can see. Back together. Got the grease on it. Like that. Grease bearing, grease fitting goes out. Grease fitting goes out because the fork's turned the wrong way. It's turned like going in reverse. So when you are running, you want the running forward, you want it turned the other way. So where the grease fittings are on the inside, that way if you hit something, you won't hit anything. Because the grease fitting and the valve stem, the grease fitting and the valve stem's on the same side. So let's see if we can get this in. See if it'll work. I bet it's going to be opened up. Yep, it's going to be opened up a little bit because somebody has tightened it up. So let's see if we can do it like this. Yeah, we can do it like that. Well, it's going to be a little bit of a job, isn't it? We'll get it though. Let's see. There we go. Yep, a little tight. A little bit, let's see. And there we go. There it is, guys. She is together. And a lot better than what she looked on the last video. Take a look at the wheel now. That's a lot more straight now than what it was. A lot more straight. That's good to go. So, all right, I got this one together. I'm gonna repeat the same process on the other one. I'm gonna stop the video right here. So, if you got anything from this, give me a thumbs up, like, comment, share, subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.